If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Makeup or your phone?
Is this what you think girls have trouble choosing?
Yeah.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo Glow, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebs who shut down sexist interview questions. Number 10, Serena Williams. She has the most number of singles, doubles, and mixed doubles Grand Slam titles among active players combined, and was ranked world number 1 8 times between 2002 and 2017. So it's no exaggeration to call Serena Williams skillful, talented, and graceful when she's on the court. So when a reporter asked her what it's like to be, quote, one of the greatest female athletes of all time, she quickly and admirably told the journalist what's what.
I would really like to thank Sports Illustrated for recognizing me, not just as sportswoman or sports of the year, but just sports person of the year.
Number 9, Tom Hardy. When details about the Mad Max reboot first came to light, a lot of conversation stemmed from the seemingly female-centric take on a formerly ultra-macho franchise. This naturally generated a backlash online from people wanting to boycott the film because of its alleged feminist undertones.
Did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
During a press conference in Cannes that focused on Fury Road, the film's male lead, Tom Hardy, was asked how he felt about all the women in the movie. His response was simple but incredibly effective.
No. Not for 1 minute.
Number 8, Keira Knightley. After being honored with a Hollywood Film Award for her portrayal of Joan Clark in 2014's The Imitation Game, Keira Knightley was answering the perfunctory backstage questions. One reporter asked a question that has been posed to successful women for decades: how she manages to balance her career and her personal life. A question rarely, if ever, asked of male actors or politicians.
Are you going to ask all the men that tonight?
Knightley was not going to let it slide, though, and followed up with a question of her own. Number 7, Emma Stone. While the mid-2010s saw Teen Vogue shifting towards more cutting-edge political coverage, back in 2012 they hadn't exactly hit their stride in terms of their progressive slant. After starring together in The Amazing Spider-Man, Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield were interviewed for the magazine. Emma was asked about her hair color at one point, and in response began to question why she frequently experienced these sort of superficial questions. When Andrew interjected, she said, quote, "You get asked interesting, poignant questions because you are a boy," and shut the whole thing down. Number 6, Lauren Conrad. Lauren Conrad managed to turn a string of reality TV shows into a full-fledged career as a lifestyle guru. She's designed her own fashion line and published a series of novels. That's why her response to a question posed on a radio show was so delightfully perfect. A listener asked what her favorite position was, and after a moment of contemplation, she answered, CEO.
Favorite position? CEO.
It even took the radio hosts a minute to catch on to what she just said.
CEO, I like that, yes!
Number 5, Scarlett Johansson. Ms. Johansson is no stranger to sexist interview questions, and they came in on a seemingly constant basis while she did press for her role in the Avengers movies. For instance, there was this press conference in which Robert Downey Jr. was asked about character development, and Johansson was asked about her fitness regime.
Did you have anything special to do in terms of the diet?
Instead of responding, she questioned why her co-stars got the interesting questions while she was only asked about her figure.
Like, how come you get, like, the really interesting, like, existential question and I get the, like, rabbit food question?
Number 4, Rowan Blanchard. The Girl Meets World star had the perfect response when a red carpet reporter once asked her if she had any dieting tips for other teenage girls. Blanchard, who was only 13 at the time, told Elle that she questioned whether they'd ever ask about dieting tips for teenage boys. She went on to assert that she does not diet, and that if she has one food-related tip for fans, it's that, quote, "If you don't order fries, you'll probably be mad." Poignant and true.
When you see a girl take a selfie in public and she's literally in control of how she wants to look and how she wants to be portrayed, there's such power in that.
Number 3, Anne Hathaway. After having a much reported upon wardrobe malfunction at the premiere of her 2012 film Les Miserables, Anne Hathaway sat down with the Today Show's Matt Lauer. He jumped right into things by asking her what was the lesson learned.
I was very sad that we live in an age when someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it.
Rather than allowing herself to be blamed, She turned his question around and put the blame squarely on the photographer and the population who will pay for such an image.
And I'm sorry that we live in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants.
Number 2, Ariana Grande. The side-to-side singer was not going to take any gendered questions when she was participating in a radio interview in the mid-2010s.
If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Makeup or your phone?
Is this
one
what you
last
think
time.
girls have trouble choosing between?
Yeah, absolutely.
She responded right away by letting them know she thought the question was a sexist one. As the interview went on, however, they continued to put an emphasis on things that girls do. And she eventually had to lay down the law for them.
Boys learn.
Number 1, Helen Mirren. Today, feminism is no longer a dirty word, and many stars proudly claim it. In 1975, however, speaking up about issues of sexism was much more difficult. Helen Mirren appeared on Michael Parkinson's iconic chat show early in her career and found herself cornered into an uncomfortable conversation. Parkinson seemed to focus on her body rather than her abilities as an actress. And while the clip is uncomfortable to watch, seeing Mirren own him is totally worth it.
The performance and the play and the living relationship between all the people on the stage and all the people in the audience overcome such boring questions.